Hello, hello, hello. Happy Woman Winning Wednesday. I'm Lauren LC. I'm the founder of Hervival. So I am trying out something new here. So y'all bear with me with all of the things that we're doing, making sure that we're live in the right spaces. If you are hearing me and you're here, just give a quick hey in the chat. Let me know where you're at. As far as if you are on Facebook, you may have to just say your name. Like somebody just said, hey, but I don't know who that is because of the platform that we're using. You're going to have to make sure that you select as far as letting me be able to see. So I think we got everything here. Lord, y'all pray for me on this one. All right. I kind of have a feeling who that hey is. Famira. I was literally about to say, I feel like I know exactly who that is. So we're going to get all this together, but we're working on a thing where I haven't really shared fully out for y'all in the public. So those who know about Hervival, we are a community that's all about helping women and empowering women to practice holistic wellness practices. We're all about reviving the mind, body, and spirit. And we do that by prioritizing self-care, mindfulness, and gut health. And one of my little ja's is that within our membership, which is hosted throughout our mobile app, is that we really focus on being spiritually grounded. And how I do that at the top of the month, I always do a sacred self-care spiritual reading. Okay. So I know that it is a big key element that has been helpful for a lot of my members. And I want to make sure that I can do accessibility, give y'all access and accessibility in a way of like, what is that like, right? So I'm not sure what things will look like, but as far as for today's Women Winning Wednesday, I'm dropping in and doing a self-care oracle reading to help for reviving your mind, body, and spirit. So how does this work? You now for those who are on their mobile phones, you're gonna have to drop out real quick. Okay, so take this number down: 646-787-1230. All right, you're gonna have to text the word card. I'm about to do a collective reading for all of what we should really focus on for our self-care and what we should prioritize for the collective, like really for people who I know that my space and community is for. So if you're someone who's a holistic wellness seeker, you've been feeling really called to like prioritize your self-care, this is for you. And if it's for someone who you know, please share this out. Okay. So I'm going to do a collective reading for all, but if you want a one card pull for you specifically, and I'm sharing a little bit of my prophetic gifts. I don't do this out here. I've been doing reading for 3 years in our community, but I know that this is needed. So I am literally obedient with everything I call, even if it's scary, even though stuff could be messy or whatever the case may be. So if you want a reading for you personally live here, you have to text the word card to 646-787-1230. All right. So I'm going to let you go ahead and do that really quick while I go ahead and get what I need, because it's going to text you to say what's your first name. You're going to text your first name, and the order that I see it coming in, I'm going to do a card pull for you. Okay. But I'm going to do the collective reading. So just bear with me. I'm going to let y'all hop off real quick. Text that word card to 646-787-1230. All right. Okay. I already saw one. I don't know if Cameron, I hope I said your name right. You'll be the first one coming up. I do see where you text card. You do have to text your name so I can see, but I'll see what that is that's coming up. All right, I just saw somebody from the 757. Is that Virginia? But text your name so I can say your name. But I'm gonna do the collective reading, okay? All right, got you. All right. So let me just make sure that this is up here. So for collective reading, as far as what we should focus on when it comes to our self-care, this is specifically for people. You've been challenged with being consistent. You do find yourself like wanting to prioritize your self-care. Things always get in the way. Something's coming up. This is definitely for you as a collective. So what we should be focusing on for the month of March when it comes to self-care. All right. So now again, I want to put a disclaimer. This is open. Take it with a grain of salt, what really connects and work for you. This isn't really to tie in any forms of spiritual, of religious. It's more spiritual. So if it's stuff that maybe you never heard of, because sometimes, especially when I'm out in a public space, you may have never heard of these things. Feel free to ask or anything like that. When you join the membership, these are things that we talk a little bit more and how to be able to have support in that way when we have our accountability support calls. But if anything does not align, let it go. But I'm going to tap in as far as the collective. So going into March, we need that. So going into March, this is a collective reading. So the first two that I see that I will have after I do the collective reading is Cameron. I really hope I said your name right, sis. And then Famira. I see Famira. So if you want me to do a 1-card reading, I'm going to be on here for until 6:30. This is the time I allotted. So if you want a 1-card reading for me to pull a card to do a reading for you personally, text 646-787. Text the word card. I understand some people might be on their phone. You might have to hop off. Text that real quick and just reply back your name so I can call your name and then have you come up. So as far as for the collective reading, like we are closing out the winter. We're getting ready to go into spring. So I know a lot of y'all who are starting to see like we're getting some sunlight and some things like that that's showing up. Let me make sure I got my full thing so y'all can see. So I know we are stepping into the springtime. We're getting ready to step into a springtime. So a lot of y'all probably been having a little bit of that winter depression, feeling really like dragging, but maybe you've been trying to do all the things. A lot of y'all who may have also had like a drag going into the new year, things that you have been trying to force to do. It's important for you to ground yourself. So energy work is really important. Okay. So typically how I do the readings in my community, I will say a number. If that number really resonates with you, you can go back and look at, I like to give homework. You can go back and look up angel number and that number, and you'll have more insight of what that's coming up. So for anybody, this is a collective reading I'm doing here. So anybody, if a number really resonates with you, write that number down and go and search. You can go on Google. I like Scribe Numbers. That's the website. But you can go and look up angel number and that number. All right. So 22 is what is it here. We have energy work. So energy work essentially is what it is. It's time to get grounded. It's time to pause. It's time to do some reflection. So earlier today, when I did Words of Wisdom, I had gave 8 steps to be able to find peace and purpose. And one of them was self-reflection. So for the collective reading is that if that is you, it's time to really take some time to do self-reflection. Maybe it's been on a list. Maybe it's been things you've been wanting to do. Maybe it's been even like personal stuff, like stuff outside of work and accolades, right? Because I definitely feel people who I'm drawn and called to is like busy, on the go, doing all the things. And maybe you had some projects, some personal things you wanted to do, certain skill sets that you just was intrigued or wanting to do, and maybe stuff just got too busy. Little projects, fun things that give you joy, and you may have kind of like put it off. A lot of things get in the way. Maybe you wasn't feeling well or whatever the case may be, but it's time to really have some sense of self-reflection. And the self-reflection that's really important is really finding what gives you joy, because it's going to be that specific thing that gives you joy that is really a part of that energy work, right? So there's people who feel as though like, energy work, all that like woo-woo things. A lot of this stuff we have to understand that we are we have cells in our body, and it's spirit, and it's all about frequency and energy, right? And when we're having thoughts that's getting in our way, if we're feeling very defeated, we're tired, we're lethargic what we're doing, and we're not really continuously finding space of joy, you don't think your cells don't pick up on that, right? Energetically, you're like, you have to understand you have a constant tape recorder that's going on that really embodies into your cell. There's a book I talk about all the time called The Body Keeps the Score. So those who are just tuning in, I'm seeing a few numbers come in. I am actually doing a sacred self-care spiritual reading. This is the self-care oracle reading for your mind, body, and spirit. If you want a personal reading, you can text the word card. You may have to hop off if you're on your phone. You may have to text the word card to 646-787-1230. Text your name and you'll go. The first person I have is Cameron and then Famira, okay? After I do this collective reading. So the collective reading, like I said, energy work is very important in this time going into March. We're crossing from the winter going into the spring equinox. Think what happens in the spring, blooming, right? So you need to make sure that you're going back and making sure the seeds that you planted to be able to bloom for you are in place, right? And a lot of y'all, whoever I'm speaking to, who this is specifically for, may have gotten away from that. And like I said, just to keep it as plain as possible, the energy work is really done with a lot of self-reflection. What brings me joy? What makes me feel at ease? Really write those things down and get into them, because your body's frequency on a cellular level, it actually creates some grounding and peace. It may go for a walk, spending time, laughing. How often have you done those things? So it's pretty simple in a sense of like what energy work can particularly look like. But on a deeper level, for those, like, you can listen to frequency music, you can do as far as any kind of Reiki work, you can literally do some chakra cleansing, and as far as tapping in there. But I'm keeping it super general, okay? Super general. But like I said, it could be as simple as you journaling and writing down the things that create joy and do that thing. It's important to get back to the epitome of what your soul creates joy from, because that's going to be really important. That gives you that fuel, the things that you really need to be able to thrive in the areas that you say that you want in your life. We're not really, we're human beings. We're all about being in a state, in a frequency of being, not doing, and I gotta do and do and do more of that. Those are constant things I always have to remind myself. But when we do a lot of these readings within our community and our membership, that's what we focus on. All right. So if you want a collective reading, again, text the word card to 646-787-1230. And yeah, that's it. That's there. So energy work, the number 22, if that resonates for you, go ahead and do that work. Also, too, get into a space where you can connect into earth, right? So grounding energy work is really important. If you are someone that feels more calm when you're outside, going to the park, going on a walk, you need to get to that. If you're someone who feels very connected when it comes to being around water, ocean, utilizing crystals, like you have to get yourself connected to earth. Being around plants, that's another thing. People feel really grounded when they're around plants. When you do the times of self-reflection and really taking a list and a note of what brings you joy, take note of that. And then what part of that list has a connection to earth? Okay, so the card that actually came up here is connect to crystals. But what I'm grasping here is more so, what are things that are created and produced from the earth that really ground you, that helps you feel relaxed, that helps you create more peace? That may be going on a nature walk, that may be being around more water, that may be gardening, that may be getting around your plants, that may even be crystals. So I'm doing a collective reading right now. If you want a personal reading, again, text the word card to 646-787-1230. It'll ask for your name, text your name, and then I could do your reading. All right. Number here is 11. So if 11 really resonates with you, you can go and look up angel number 11 and see what little razzle dazzle surprises for you. All right, this is a big one, and a lot of us, especially my woman out there that is always on the grind, rest. Okay, and I'm not just talking about sleep. Oh, I'm gonna go and take a nap. Rest your mind, rest your body, rest your spirit. We have to understand there's three parts of us in that way: our mind, body, and spirit. And rest is super important. So there's times where you may be getting hours of sleep, but your mind is not at rest. So, what are things that you could particularly do for your self care for March to be able to help you to rest? Journaling to do a brain dump before bed, prioritizing maybe the list of the tasks to do. So then that way, when you're waking up, you're just following the order and you're not rapidly running and going on your day. Okay, so rest is super important. Prioritize that. I highly, highly encourage implementing some self-care, some self-reflection, and doing what is that list of things that create joy for me. What are things that helps me to feel more organized? Organization is very important. That helps us to feel more structured, right? I'm a person, I'm a rebel, I'm a Taurus. So a lot of times, like structure sometimes get in my way. And that's because I'm a creative. So sometimes that aspect is a little bit of a challenge at times. But when you're more organized, you did a brain dump, you can rest your brain more. Okay. So rest is super important. The number here is 43. So you can always look up angel number 43 if 43 resonated with you. All right. Let me see if I see comments. All right. So that's confirmation for me to get back to personal Reiki practice. That came up earlier today. Ooh, I would love to know who that is. Is not telling me who that is from Facebook. But yeah, all right. So March is all about getting grounded, doing some self-reflection, making a list of things that brings you joy. Inside the Herbible app in our membership right now, we're having our Winter Awaken Challenge. So we have a daily gratitude list that we really focus to. So we're doing a lot of this work. If you need support and everything in that area, you can go and learn more at herbible.co/membership. If somebody can type that in the chat for me, that would be great. And you can learn more about the membership. These are things that we have a consistent, we get our whole holistic wellness on all year. So we have things that we focus on for the winter, going into the spring, the summer, the fall. We have everything that align that. But that's really important in this time for March. Okay. So let's get grounded. It's a lot of y'all that was hoping to do that coming into 2024, and that wasn't the case. But we got to understand too, the real new year starts in the spring. Why do you think, like, when the fall comes, we lose all the leaves? This is why I say if we look outside our door, well, we got global warming depending where people are, but if we understand like the 4 seasons and we really attach to those 4 seasons, that is where things can be very, where we can really start to align, like, you know what I mean? So fall is all about resetting, letting go what no longer serves you. Winter is about, really planting the seeds that you want to see the blossom into spring. So a lot of self-reflection, a lot of times we're taking into yourself, you know what I mean? So it keeps going from there. All right. So we already do all those things, but focus on your energy work. Get connected to things as far as for, like that connects with earth. Like this says connect with crystals, but this is not what I get. So even though I see these cards, like I don't even need these cards to be honest, but when I see these cards, there's a deeper message sometimes than what the card says. For me, for some people who's listened, because this is a collective reading, it's more so like get connected to like earth, grounded like ways to do that. All right. Tamika, I hope I said your name right. I see you next too. All right, so we're about to get ready to go into the individual reading. I'm going until 6:30, so I'm gonna try to hurry up and get that going. But if you want a 1-card reading, go ahead and text card to 646-787-1230 and rest. Okay, somebody type in the comments, rest is progress. Okay, and I'm not just talking about going lay down and take a nap. Okay, because we still not being able to dump out what's creating so much chaos in our own brain and prioritizing, and like, orchestrating. So this grounding work is going to be really important. Doing that self-care, finding the things that create joy, finding ways to be grateful for what you already have, and like brain dumping, getting things out that's really getting in the way from you to be able to rest. Okay. So when we don't have that, our like nervous system gets overstimulated, our gut health is impacted, our hormones is sending all the wrong signals, cortisol level is up, and we can't really rest, right? So if you need help with that, become a member. That's the quickest thing I said. All right, so let me go to these people as far as for reading. So the first one is Cameron. I'm going to go ahead and do you first. And again, I'm going until 6:30. So I got 8 minutes. I'm going to do a 1-card pull. If you want a 1-card pull, you might have to hop off your phone real quick. Text the word card. Ooh, Cameron. All right. I got you, Cameron. Your card just fell out. Text the word card to 646-787-1230. And I'm going to do a 1-card pull. So Cameron, you're first. And whoever wants to text that number, I'm going to go ahead to that. All right. So Cameron, a long time. Now, Cameron, I don't think I know who this is. I know who Famira is. I know who Tamika is. Not to the extent, but I don't think I recognize that. So maybe, Cameron, I'm not even sure where you're tuning. You might be from YouTube. So a long time. Okay. Now, a lot of times when I do the collective reading, a lot of things show up when I do one-on-one reading. So inside our membership for her Bible, we do, the devil is a lie. We not about to have this battery die. Y'all know how I literally is trying to do this all month of February. We not doing that. All right. So even my phone died. Lord. Okay. We not stopping the show here. So Cameron, it's important to spend some alone time, but what I'm grasping is, as far as from what I'm picking up from your energy, water. Okay. So I'm getting on a 3-tier layer in a sense of what water means here. I don't know if you're drinking enough water, so hydration is super important. Spending time around water, but I'm kind of getting like there's a trip in some way. I don't know if you're thinking of a trip somewhere that might be not water, desert. I'm kind of getting like Arizona in a sense, but I'm also getting like a trip, vacation, tropical type thing. So I don't know if you're contemplating about that, but I think getting around some sand in the water is going to be very important for you. All right. So that's Cameron. If you do want, again, like I said, if you want a 1-card reading, go ahead and text the word card to 646-787-1230. Cameron, wherever you're tuning in from, if that really resonated, go ahead and let me know. I hope that was helpful. But yeah, there we go. All right. The number here is 2. So if that resonates for you, you can always look up angel number 2. All right. So Famira, then Tamika. All right. So Famira, I think this is just possibly confirmation in the sense that I'm picking up, because immediately it was like, she already know. Connect with the moon, like whatever that you're already doing, you're in the right space. Take some time to really kind of connect to the moon. Follow in the sense of what you're feeling on your heart, and stay in that, like an unwavering way, like like I said what I said type of thing. So really, really get very serious on whatever rituals or things that you are doing in the time around the moons. Okay, so your full moons, your new moons, very important to stick to that. Like when I say I said what I said, it's so loud. It's so loud. Okay, so definitely take some time into that to really focus on the new moon. But you're on it, like whatever that you're specifically doing, that like you can't be unwavering with that, especially going into the spring. Okay, for March. The number here is 51. If that resonates with you, you can always look up angel number 51. Am I complete? All right, I'm complete there. So Famira, if that resonates, definitely let me know. I can't believe the people got me out here on the people's internet outside of my community, out here doing these readings for y'all. But I listen, I'm obedient. So Tamika, music, sis. Music makes me lose control. You got to really get into the frequency of music, from drums, whatever. I don't know if it's like Afro beats or things like that you've been connected to, but you got to get some music really going into March. That's going to be what raises your frequency. We got to understand the importance of like self-care, and what I know and I'm being obedient to and called to in the way of using these self-care readings is really to call out what is the specifics of self-care, because a lot of times we look at self-care as just like pause and we can't get stuff done. Like when we got a lot of stuff that we need to do and get stuff done, self-care often gets on the back burner. But what if I tell you, by you implementing self-care, and especially the way how I share and do with these self-care oracle readings, is more to raise your energy, raise your frequency, raise your vibration, so that way you can, like, you got things going tenfold from you tending to yourself and raising your frequency. You may be sleeping better, you're feeling more connected, you feel more clarity, especially if you're getting stuck. I'm really speaking to people who are creatives too. It's really important for you to tune into your self-care, not just for your peace and because it's important and you want to get into your feminine energy. It's because it's more to be able to raise on a cellular level. When we take time to say, if you even look up the vibration frequency of and om is I am, right? So like when people be like making jokes and stuff about these chants, they're not understanding what that means from a frequency level of vibration. The vibration of you just going om, and the movement and the structure of your mouth and the things that get like punctured, that raises the frequency. Like I could go so deep because I do have to go off. But anybody else who wants a reading, definitely make sure I'm still talking to you, Tamika. But anybody who wants a reading, go ahead and text the word card to 646-787-1230. But when we say, like, just think about it. When we tired and we sit down, we go, woo. Like all of that feels good. Like if anybody listens to me right now, just go ahead and go, woo, you braved, you had breath. This is why I do the work and what I do as far as using breath work as a mindfulness practice. Okay. So that's why, like, all of those things, when we go, all that stuff, it creates a vibration and a frequency in your body that actually calms your nervous system. Come on now. That's what it is. So anyway, everything has frequency. Everything has frequency. Okay. So whether it's listening to music, whether you are, singing, all that stuff opens your vagus nerve. So I'm not sure who said what's the number, but this one is specifically for Tamika. Get to the music, sis. And whatever it is that immediately comes up of a genre of music, like start doing that, listen to it, maybe go do some classes, play an instrument. I'm not sure what's really sitting up here. The number here is 37, but get into some music for the month of March is going to raise your energy. And then stuff starts to unlock. I'm here to tell you. I listen to music while I'm at work all the time. So I am definitely getting in a sense of like vibration, like I'm getting drum, but I don't want to just like put that out. Okay. So also what I would say, going back to the collective reading, I don't know if you were here, Tamika, but listening to like self-reflection, has the music that you've been recently listening to helping you feel like elated, joyful? You find yourself listening to music and then you get like a download or a clarity or something like that. If that's not happening, okay, Rajade, I see you. If that's not happening, you do want to, kind of do some self-reflection and look at what type of music is needed for you in this time to unlock what's supposed to be coming in your next time. All right. So, all right, Rajay, I got you. I am wrapping up. This is the last card for today. But if you want to come to another one of these readings here, you can join and subscribe to Hervival by going to hervival.co/subscribe. And you can get a guest pass reading to, so every first Wednesday of the month, I do a sacred self-care spiritual reading for our members, and you can get a guest pass. So if you even text the word reading, if you text the word reading to that same number, you can get the link for the guest pass ticket to come next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. The guest pass ticket is $37, or you could be able to upgrade to become a premium member where you get access to everything inside of our membership, and as well as come to that reading. So with Jade, our last final reading here. Take a walk, sis. Let's take a long walk. Get on your Jill Scott. Okay. It's really important to get into that. And what I'm picking up is get into that space of like walking. I'm getting a couple things. Why did Jill Scott come up immediately? Like, you're in this space and time when it's about to be like living your life like it's golden, and your walks is going to be really important. So much peace is going to come up for you. These are going to be spaces to help calm your nervous system, so you can get into that space that's coming up for this spring, into your living your life like it's golden. All right. So the number here is 52. Take a walk. That was for Rajade. All right. I am complete. I've been dragging a long time doing these readings out in the public. But thank y'all so much for coming. Let me see the comments that I do see. For the past few days, I have been listening to binaural beats. I'm so glad you said it. I'm hearing like beats, like drum, boom, boom, boom. So listen to them. Keep a journal on deck for you, because that's going to be important where things start to come up. All right. I hope that this self-care oracle reading was really helpful and it resonated in some way. Definitely keep us posted. Follow us on Her Bible, and we gonna see when he's gonna keep coming, because this time I'm gotta figure it out. It's not gonna work all the time, but I wanted to make sure that I do come in and share this sacred self-care spiritual reading, this self-care oracle reading for your mind, body, spirit going into March. Things that haven't really came up. This is great. Thank you. Things that haven't really been like moving in the way you thought coming into 2024. No fret, no worries, because we're really getting into the real new year. But just think about spring, April showers, right? Bring May flowers. Think about that, right? March is coming, April's coming. Like, we want to plant seeds next month and then allow the showers to come so we can really like bloom in May. You get what I'm saying? So it's really important to do that. So I'm Lauren LC. I am the founder of Her Bible. I hope that you enjoyed. If you're new to me, to this space, you can learn more about the Her Bible community. Subscribe. Go to herbible.co/subscribe and learn more about our membership and get access. If you're really looking to revive your mind, body, and spirit, you can go ahead and learn more about us. And we have a lot of really, really cool things coming in this next season, coming up in quarter 2. All right. Thank y'all.